Hey guys, I'm Waylon, and you're watching Rated T for TTRPG.
You son of a bitch.
You said the cue was...
Wait, hey, Waylon, hang on. Just watch out for a second, because I'm going to throw this. Just move out of the way. There we go.
Player's character's name is unknown even to the DM.
Oh, no.
So
we forgot his player's name.
I think it's much worse than that.
Alright.
A few years ago, I was playing D&D 5e with a group of mostly IRL friends and someone that we picked up from a local game shop who offered to host at their house. This story is about the pickup player that offered to host. The party was riding on an airship to an archipelago when the airship was attacked, and we managed to crash land our way into the ocean near one of the islands as the only survivors. After we got our footing and introduced ourselves to each other, there was one player, a paladin, that we hadn't formally met. We asked him what his name was, but he dodged the question, so we said something like, "Alright then, let's say we're fighting a group of bandits and we need to call out to you in the heat of battle. How should we refer to you?" His response: "The scary questions have scary answers." At that, we all gave a collective, "Alright then," and kept it moving. After some time, it came out to the DM didn't actually know what the player's character's name was. Odd, right? After the campaign ended, we were well into different campaign at that point. The player sent an email to the DM letting him know that his name was Solomon the whole time. As a DM, I purely actually hate when characters or players don't give me information about their characters, because I can't build off any of that. I would have been very annoyed as a dungeon master, and I don't personally like that. It's not my forte.
I don't think that one would have been a fun game to play.
No, I completely agree. It's just not... It's not as fun when you can't get, personal with your characters. I love getting personal as a DM, and I love getting personal as a player.
Yeah. Well, let's see if Alyssa's that she found was spicy. How do I kick a problem player with ties to other party members, IRL, out of my game? Hey all, I am seeking advice on how to remove a problem player from my table. I will explain. I have been having issues with a player of mine. Either not paying attention, playing on their phone, complaining all the time, or straight up sleeping through our whole session. Okay, I'm not that bad. Let's call problem player Dove. So Dove is my friend's partner, and I wanted to include them in the homebrew game I started with my friend and one of our mutuals. We sat down and all created our characters, and with the original 2014 rule set, we started our game. We had a hard time scheduling because of Dove, and so we all made accommodations to include them in the game. Now we meet twice a month on a weekday, where the rest of us have to work, but they have it off due to a weird work schedule. Since the start of the campaign, they have still been the issue when it comes to scheduling these sessions. Oh, I hate that. They cancel last minute and will barely talk in our group chat for the game, and honestly don't give any input during sessions either. Last session we had Dove slept through it and snored loudly the entire time. So I had their partner, who is interested in the game, have a chat with them so they might feel more comfortable with the critiques of their behavior. They show up to our most recent session and don't complain, don't sleep, and are trying to be involved. For the first half of the session, everything is going great. Then I introduced a plot point relevant to their character. Another player mentioned after 10 minutes of sitting around not knowing what to do, that we move on, but Dove angrily says, "This is my story!" and starts trying to relate a commune ritual that cultists that worship Dove's patron set up. After connecting to their patron, they do not ask questions. They sit there silent once again. Oh, so, okay, jeez. After a couple minutes of sitting in silence, I shut down the ritual and proceed forward to the mini-boss fight. They were completely checked out of the game and refused to participate. Then, once the boss fight was over, the party was celebrating, and Dove started to compete, saying, "Well, I killed half of them," and the other players were trying to tell them, "We beat them. We're a team." Wow, so he's even trying to take credit for everything.
Yeah.
At the end of the session, the player that wanted to continue on pulled me aside and talked to me about how they are not having fun when Dove is involved because they are not making any attempt to connect with the other players in the party, and they are not trying to participate in the game. At this point, I am lost because I don't want my friend to leave the group, but I also am having less fun when Dove checks out. It leaves us all sitting in silence, waiting for them to get their head out of their phone. We tried implementing a no phone at the table policy that never goes well,
Yeah.
and that has yet to happen. Oh, geez. I want to remove them, but don't know how with keeping my friend in the game, or if I should even be trying to keep them in the group. Any advice on how to remove Dove and keep my friend in the game? Also, I was thinking about stopping this campaign for a while, and then after a hiatus, not inviting them back, but I'm not sure what to do. That's a fair idea on getting
Yeah.
a person out, actually.
I do agree it is a fair idea, but I would never resort to that because that's not fair to A, the dungeon master, or B, any of the other players that really want to be there.
Yeah. That has been the resolution that I thought, though. For me, I've been lucky enough to where it's always just kind of worked out because I had to talk with my brother, and he and I just had a heart to heart, and luckily I was able to do it with my brother. But when I had a different problem player, it just kind of lucked out that they just kind of dropped out themselves.
Yeah.
But
For me, like, it's what I did with my two, like,
yeah,
players
you
that
had to
always-
have the hard conversations.
Yeah, the hard conversations genuinely suck. So my advice to it is because I had players that, in their defense, they were sick and they wanted to be there, but slept through it. Luckily, they had a person that was doing a joint character with them that was playing on their behalf, which worked out for them for sleeping during the campaign. But just sleeping and being on your phone constantly during it, that would...
Yeah.
I genuinely hate that when that genuinely happens. But just giving them an ultimatum and telling them, hey, you can either stay in the campaign and like enjoy this game that I'm trying to create for you, or you are more than welcome to leave.
I would just with what this guy's doing, I would ask player, I'd just be like, hey, did you want to play Dungeons and Dragons? Did you want to play a TTRPG? Are you wanting to do this, or do you want to go do something else? Like, are you just here because your girlfriend's playing and you like kind of think you want to? Are you having fun? Because it doesn't feel like you're having fun.
Yeah, like, and what got me was the snoring. Like,
Yeah.
Snoring and
Yeah.
like being on your phone, like 100% in like your campaign, like your weekly session.
Yeah.
I get on my phone sometimes and like but I always snap right back into
That
the
player
game.
needs to think about whether or not they really want to be playing this.
Genuinely, it is a hard... D&D is a very hard game to stay attentive to, just because if you have a large group, like it sounds like this person has a large group, sometimes it's hard because the DM is trying to manage everybody's attention, and like if you have ADHD, it's hard.
Oh, preach. You know where this gets even better? There's
Where?
an update.
Oh, there's an update. Let's
Yes. So, the long post gets longer. Hey everyone, I appreciate the interaction with the post. It's been super awesome to see some super cool people from the community giving genuinely helpful advice. I decided to bring up the issues with Dove's partner, like I saw one of the comments say. The entire conversation was him defending and deflecting in a very derogatory, disrespectful way and just straight up talking crap about me, the other player, and my partner who's not even involved in this situation at all. I think my best bet is to tell these two players that I am no longer hosting D&D and try and have the two people I mentioned in the comments that wanted to play with us join instead. And I don't want to just drop this world or D&D in general just because I'm having trouble with two people. Yes, don't ever stop Dungeons and Dragons.
And never stop your world, because as both DMs,
it is living and breathing.
It is living and breathing. It's story building. There's so much to it.
I'm sad to have it come to light that these people I thought were my friends showed their true colors when called out on issues that were causing a fun hobby to become less enjoyable. I'm hoping by separating myself from them, we're able to run a pretty fun and long-lasting campaign. I hope you do get a long-lasting campaign, because that is the sad points to a collaborative role-playing experience. Like, you're gonna meet different people, and not everybody melds well together.
No, 100%. It's very hard, and it's very troubleshooty. Like, I like pulling in like people that like are close friends, like, or even in your campaign, like I knew one person or two people, and it worked out.
Yep.
Luckily, it did.
A lot of it's luck, but it's so much. Communication is the most important thing, and it sounds like those people unfortunately fell apart because they started just attacking. You got to just talk, and everybody needs to try and be understanding.
It is
build it together.
A TTRPG.
Yes, that's a good ending.
Oh, hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed that, well, good. There's more to come. Consider subscribing and eat that like button. It's delicious. Oh.